In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to create an assembly with your parts. All right. In one of the previous activities, you did an assembly maybe for the fidget spinner, where you had to assemble a few parts and pieces to create the fidget spinner. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to create a series of sub-assemblies, and then we're going to put those sub-assemblies together to a final assembly. What does that mean? What does it mean to have a sub-assembly? Well, sub-assembly is when you break something down into a very small grouping of parts. You put that together, and then you take another small grouping of parts and you put those together for a larger assembly. It just means it's a smaller grouping of parts. All right. It allows us to focus on kind of the fine details. You'll notice that mine is also in a section view. Okay. Section view meaning it's a cutaway. So if I turn off my section view, you could see what it looks like from the outside. So let's go ahead and get started. There's a very good chance that you have an assembly tab that was provided when you did the first Part Studio. But if you don't, you can always come over here to the plus symbol and create an assembly, and it does the same thing. All right, so I just called mine assembly demo lower. You don't have to change the name on it if you don't want to. First thing I want to do is I'm going to insert one of the pen parts. And so if you can't find your pen parts, you can always go back out to your home and you should see a listing of your documents. But if you're doing this in the same document, then it's probably going to show up in current document. So what I want to do is I want to pick one that's going to allow me to orient everything else around it easily. So I'm going to start with the ink refill as my starting point. Um, Now, notice when I click on it, it automatically orients to the origin the way it was drawn. If I move my mouse over the design space, it would allow me to place it wherever I want. And that's not really what I want. What I really want is I want it to be oriented the way it was when it was drawn. So if I don't move my mouse and click on anything, I can just go up here and hit click to automatically drop it. Now, as I mentioned a second ago, I can come back in here and I can grab this, move it, and that will kind of screw up my orientation for things. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to hit undo. What I want is I want to lock this to the origin. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit fix. So if you ever had any trouble getting normal looking front, top, and right side views because you were playing around in the origin and things got shifted and moved around, this is going to help prevent that from happening later. This is going to lock everything to the standard front, top, and right side that I used when I drew this originally. So now I'm going to bring in the rest of my parts now that I have that fixed. Again, right click, choose fix. If you hit unfix, you can always unlock it and drag it around. But in this case, I want to keep it fixed. And you'll notice the part is up here in my assembly tree and it indicates that it is fixed. So I'm going to go to insert again, and now I'm going to bring in the remaining three parts for this assembly. Okay, I'm going to bring in the lower grip tube and I'm just going to place it up there. I'm going to bring in the pen tip, place that up there. And then I'm going to bring in the twist mechanism and place that over here. And then green check. I don't care where those are because those are all going to automatically orient to this ink refill when I'm done. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my twist mechanism, I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to grab the triad and I'm going to move it to rotate it close to the direction that I want. Then I'll click on the pen tip and I'll click off, then click on the pen tip. I'll do the same thing. Just get it close to what I want. Doesn't have to be perfect because again, when I start mating the parts, it's going to automatically align things. So I'll move that up there, move that up there. And now I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to focus on the relationship between these two parts here. Okay, so I'm going to orbit a little bit. So I'm right clicking and dragging to orbit. And I'm going to go to my Fastener Mate. So the Fastener Mate is going to allow me to assemble it so that this tube slides right up to meet this face. So I'm going to grab this inner edge here where this cylindrical face and this edge come together. So I'll grab that. All right, that's going to give me my first mate connector. Okay, you can see the mate connector down inside there. Then I'm going to orbit around by right clicking and dragging. And I'm going to grab either of these two edges. Either of these two edges gives me the same center point. So when I click on it, it gives me that mate connector and automatically puts this together. Now, if you put yours together and the pen tip is facing the wrong way, all right, so it looks like that. Okay, then you could click on this little flippy arrow here and flip what's called flip the primary axis. Okay, and it'll flip it around. All right, so now that one's done, but I still have other parts I want to make. So I'm going to green check here. If I green check up here, it's going to close the Fastener Mate window, and then I'm going to have to go back up and reopen it. So if I green check over here, it automatically starts the next mate. So for this one, I'm going to mate this face to this face here. However, I want them offset. All right. When you assemble the pen, the twist mechanism sticks out. Um, so I'm going to grab this face here, choose the Fastener Mate by grabbing that edge, and I'll do the same thing over here. All right. So you'll notice initially it sinks it flush, and that's not what I want. So in this case, when I use this mate, I'm going to do what's called an offset. So by applying an offset, um, and if you look, I have my y-axis is green, my x-axis is red, and my z-axis is blue. The z-axis is the one that's in line with everything. So that's the one I want to modify. All right, I'm going to change that to 0.625 or 625 thousandths or 5/8 of an inch. And when I hit enter on that, you'll notice it automatically extends this out 5/8 of an inch. So this face and this face are still locked in a relationship, but they're offset by a distance. In this case, I chose 5/8 of an inch. So now I'm going to green check to solve that. So the last mate for this one is going to be mating this entire set of parts with the ink refill. So for that, I want to choose this upper edge. Okay, make sure I get that. There we go. And then I'm going to orbit. So I'm going to right click and drag and zoom in down here. Okay, that part on the twist mechanism threads over this and mates right to here. All right, so I can choose this edge or I can choose this edge. It's the same point. All right. Now, notice how when it gives me the preview, it doesn't show any of the other parts moving. And that's because OnShape only cares about the two parts that are involved in the mate right now. When I hit solve or when I hit the green check, it's going to finalize everything. All right. But when you're first starting on it, it focuses on just the relationship that you're working on. So I'm going to green check. So now that that's done, I could close the fastener mate. And I'll put this in isometric view, which looks very nice. Okay. If you want to take your pictures of your front, okay. If you want to take pictures of the top, which isn't going to look any different. All right. Or if you want to take pictures of the right side view, okay, you'll notice it automatically orients everything perfectly because we locked everything to that initial origin. Okay. Last thing I want to show you is how to do a section view. If we come to this little camera render options, we can come down to the bottom of this and go to section view. And when we do, all I have to do is click on any one of these cylindrical parts, and it's going to automatically generate a plane that slices through the middle of everything. Now, if I wanted to, I could grab this arrow and I could drag that plane out. But in this case, I want the cross section right at the middle, so I'm not going to do that. I'll set that back to 0. Okay. So this is what it looks like with a section view. The one thing I would want to inspect here is would want to take a look and make sure that the step over here where the ink refill meets the inside of the tip isn't colliding or overlapping. All right. And in this case, you could see it's meeting it ever so nicely. There's no overlap. There's nothing highlighted in red. If you had parts overlapping, then it would highlight them in red. All right. So that's the end of this subassembly. You can go on to the next one and do the upper subassembly. Good luck.